That was impeccable timing, Russ. Five, four, three, two, one. Boom. Started right off the bat. Welcome, guys, to the Eden Army podcast. I'm your host tonight, Pete Robertucci. It's February, 26th, season 2, episode 6 of the podcast. We're coming to you live on YouTube, Facebook, X, and of course, the thing that we prefer is kick.com. So if you're not subscribed over there, make sure you do that. I'm glad to be with you guys tonight. I'm sorry I missed you guys last week, but I'm concentrating on getting more healthy, spending a little less time in front of the computer, and not to mention the reason I missed last week was completely and entirely Jason's fault. So let's just leave that at that. But with that being said, I would like to take a small moment of silence because America lost 2 icons since the last time we were on. Jesse Jackson, known for being a career criminal and a race baiter. So we lost him. Criminal trespass in 2007, misdemeanor unlawful demonstration, protest-related arrest, multiple instances, last one being in 2021. And of course, he was alleged to have a case of sexual harassment, but no criminal charges were filed. So, yeah, he passed away. But more importantly, Robert Duvall, an icon in American film history, most notable for his role as the best consigliere known to mankind in the Godfather films. So let's pay a little bit of homage to Tom Hagen, Robert Duvall in The Godfather.
Hey, 100 button men on the street 24 hours a day. That Turk shows one hair on his ass, he's dead. Believe me. Hey, Michael, come here. Let me look at you. You look beautiful. It's beautiful. You're gorgeous. Hey, listen to this. The Turk, he wants to talk. You got you. Imagine the nerve on this son of a bitch, eh? Craps out last night, he wants a meeting today. What'd he say? What did he say? But the beep, but the bap, but the boop, but the beep. He wants us to send Michael to hear the proposition. And the promise is that the deal is so good that we can't refuse, eh?
What about Bruno Tatari?
It's part of the deal. Bruno cancels out what they did to my father.
Sonny, we ought to hear what they have to say.
No more. Not this time, consigliere. No more meetings, no more discussions, no more Salazzo tricks. You give him one message, I want Salazzo. Now that's all out war, we go to the
Some
back.
of the other families won't sit still.
They hand me Salazzo.
Your father would want to hear this. This is business, not personal.
They shot my father.
Even the shooting of your father was business, not personal, Sonny.
Well, then business will have to suffer, all right? Hey, listen, do me a favor, Tom. No more advice on how to patch things up. Just help me win, please, all right?
I found out about this Captain McCluskey who broke Mike's jaw.
What about him?
Now, he's definitely on Salazzo's payroll and for big money. See? Now, McCluskey has agreed to be the Turk's bodyguard. What you have to understand, Sonny, is that while Salazzo is being guarded like this, he is invulnerable. Now, nobody has ever gunned down a New York police captain, never. It would be disastrous. All the 5 families would come after you, Sonny. The Corleone family would be outcast. Even the old man's political protection would run for cover. So do me a favor. Take this into consideration.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Just bear with me, guys. I get a little choked up when I watch the Godfather films. But yeah, rip to Tom Hagen. That's the role he played in The Godfather. Robert Duvall, of course. Rev says that Robert Duvall's best film was The Apostle. Didn't see it. I'll definitely put that on there. But since we were last on, guys, I'd like to thank Dan, Meta, Fireman Ed, and Miss Terry for renewing your subscription. We thank you, Mike, 2 weeks ago for gifting 10 subs the last time we were on. Tonight, we're going to have a giveaway. And remember that subscribers are put in the raffle automatically twice. So Wyoming Falls 3 on Audible is out. But don't buy it yet. Wait, hold off, because we are going to give away a free copy of that before too long. So let's welcome in while we're doing that. Let's welcome. Well, let me go back to this, Russ. Hold on. Let me go back because I haven't told anybody what we're talking about tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about the latest in the news, including yet another, seems like every time I'm on, another trans terrorist attack, right? This time it was the one in Rhode Island a couple weeks ago or last week. Well, the third victim passed away. We'll talk about that. Of course, we have to talk about the State of the Union address. Mexico is in chaos, of course. So we're going to touch on all of those things, but let's bring in the crew right now. Russ Sawyer and Paulie Paul.
What's going
Wrong
on?
one.
Howdy, howdy.
We'll do that one.
I didn't hear the other one.
Welcome. Russ, you got that one? I'll get rid of that one there.
I'm not on Kick, so
List.
that one on
Got them.
Restream.
We get those guys every now and that's when you know you made it, guys, when you get the haters
Right.
over there. So the one thing I can say to the haters is
This is the worst case of TDS, and there is no vaccine for him.
there's no vaccine for them, Russ. Russ, what's
No
been going on, brother?
Man, well, we are picking up our new fit camper on Saturday, so we have been packing this one up, putting them in totes so we can go and drop off the OG and pick us up a new fifth wheel. So,
Outstanding.
and Lord of mercy.
I know it's going to be a lot of work, but you'll be happy once it's all said and done. Paulie Paul, what's been going on, man, with you down there or up there in Pennsylvania?
Lots of work. Been putting in some more work on the creative side of things, you know, my music and movie stuff. Waiting on my shipment of my book. I think we were talking about that before, but waiting on that shipment to get here and gonna give that a final read through before I go, you know, bananas on the promotion.
Perfect. Well, holler at us when you're ready to do that. Will Gomez is over there on YouTube. Guys, Kick is blowing up over there. I seen Javi, my brother Javi's in the house. Of course, look, there's a ton of people. The normal crew of madness and mayhem is over there. And Russ is already pinning comments. I see that. Perfect. Oh, man. Robert Duvall passed away.
Man, you know,
can't do it, Russ. Can't do it.
Yeah, Teresa and I actually watched all three of them this last couple of days in the evening. And I love The Godfather. It's one of my favorite movies. I watched it all the time when I was in the military. I'd sit there and watch it, you know, just about once a week while I'm ironing uniforms. But my favorite character Robert Duvall ever played was Gus McRae from Lonesome Dove miniseries. Just tremendous. He was also great in Apocalypse Now for the famous line, you know, love to smell a little bit of napalm in the morning, smells like victory.
I forgot he was actually in that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Guys, we've got some interesting stuff going on. First of all, I'm going to, toward the end of the show, I'm going to show you that I'm not all the serious, the serious prepper type of guy. You're going to see Pete in raw form.
You're going to see Pete at his most vulnerable.
You will. So stick around for that. And also, Russ, throw that thing up, the hashtag WF3, so we can start accumulating
there we go.
Participants for the raffle. So there you guys, hashtag WF3. If you go ahead and type that into chat, you'll be automatically put into the raffle. And don't forget, guys, that you have to stick around because you have to acknowledge that you're still here with Botrix, or you're not going to get it. It's going to automatically roll to the next one. And subscribers get put in twice.
Okay. Currently, we don't have anybody over on Facebook. We don't think Facebook's going to populate to come to the raffle. So if you happen to end up on Facebook, get on over to Kick, or at least YouTube.
Perfect.
Oh, I know what else I forgot to tell you, Pete.
Go.
Book 2 of Hanging Creek Chronicles, Echoes of Rebellion, is at the editor as we speak.
Outstanding. So Russ has his book getting ready to come out. Nick Meacher, I think, is on his third. Russ, your Audible is doing your thing, getting ready to
for book
pop.
2 as well.
And book 2, and I think Nick hired Matthew White to do his Audible. So that's exciting news for Matt. Yeah, that's good stuff. Jason's in the house. Well, we did.
Oh man, you know, I joined you guys yesterday for some training, and Jason was whining so bad about getting blamed for you not being here last week. I mean, he said he was getting hate mail and everything else. I mean, he's just whining like a little girl.
Oh, Well, and did you notice that when we were training, we did tabletop training yesterday, on some land navigation, how to plot points and stuff like that on a map, and he was over there just twitching because the training didn't include freedom seed dispensers, so he was over there twitching and trying to figure it all out.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
why
just
we went and
relax.
did Freedom Seed Dispenser beforehand.
Yeah, me and you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like everything is popping off. Jason's on both Kick and YouTube. I love it. Yeah. Okay. Good. So
He's having a conversation with himself as normal.
yeah. Well, guys, honestly, it was his fault. I would have been here last week, but it was entirely his fault. So feel free to get on his butt on Facebook. Continue to do it, because if I continue to hang out with him, more of these things are going to happen. So let's not kid ourselves. So blast his ass.
He's got to pick better days of the week.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I know.
And I told him.
I told him. I said, let's just go have lunch because I've got to get ready for the podcast. He's like, yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden, things go downhill. And that picture was actually from the spot we were at.
I mean, a liquid lunch is still a lunch.
Yeah, well, we definitely did that. Oh, who caught the State of the Union address? Anybody?
I did not. I just couldn't bring myself to watch it, but I caught up on it a good bit on X and watched all the little different things and watched it a little bit on Facebook and went to Fox News, went to CNN to make sure I tried to watch both sides and situation normal.
Yeah, I'll be honest, guys, I didn't watch it either because I don't need a cheerleader to make me patriotic, right? I don't need to talk about how I know how good we're doing. I don't need rah rah. I did this, I did that. I feel that because I'm living it, right? I'm the guy who's slugging books for a living and seeing what the economy is doing. It's picking up, it's going down. I see what the stock market's doing. It's going. I don't need a cheerleader. Just do your job. And I don't need to listen to anybody boast about doing your job. Just do your job. That's what we expect from you. But the Dems, on the other hand, had a different opinion of what the State of the Union is. I'm going to run that clip real quick. And Fetterman was actually, I'm liking this guy more and more every friggin' time I see him on TV. I'm going to run this clip of Democrats' response to our president.
Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman is one Democrat who was in the chamber for the speech last night, and he joins us this morning. And thank you for your time, Senator. Always good to see you, and thank you for sharing your insights with us. You had about half your colleagues who chose not to go. That was their choice. You chose otherwise. What do you think of the decision they made?
Well, I mean, it's just disappointing, honestly. I mean, I think that's sad that I think half of my colleagues didn't show up. I mean, that's not a judgment, but for me, it's like, so for me, I think show up. You don't have to clap for everything. You don't have to agree with anything. I think we're in a different place right now where it's now people not even going to show up or doing other kinds of alternative things. So for me, that's
the temperature. You're just gonna have to
yeah, that's
the
interesting.
timer.
Do you think the State of the Union
Do you want me to set the timer?
Address has changed for good now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, now it's the constant kinds of yelling and screaming and holding up signs and for doing all these things. I don't care if it's a Republican or Democrat as a president. Just don't do that. Don't do that. Respect the office, regardless who's in that. And now for me, it's like now when half the people in my party haven't showed up, and then some of them have chosen to just yell and say and scream during all of it. I just don't think that's what we want. And I don't believe as a Democrat, I think like dancing frogs really moves the ball for us as a party either.
On that first point here's some of the moments. You had Ilhan Omar out of Minnesota, Rashida Tlaib out of Michigan, and just watch here for our audience.
That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
That exchange obviously went to immigration and enforcement and DHS funding. I saw an email thread last night where you shook the president's hand. I believe it was on the way in, and it suggested that you were the only Democrat who did. Is that true?
I do believe that's true. And now for me, I'm not going to yell or do that. Again, regardless who the president is, that I think that's been lost now here for a nation to do that. So for me, yes, I shook his hand, of course. He walked in, and I'm always going to do that for sure.
So the New York Times wrote up the following moment as a ploy. That was the way they described it. And this was probably the moment that people will remember. When asked to stand for Americans or illegal immigrants, how the president phrased it last evening, this is how that went.
So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine not standing up for that? It blows my mind. I'm going to give you guys a list of some of the other things that the radical left didn't stand up for. Of course, like you just heard, putting American citizens over illegal aliens. Voter ID laws, which he said the only reason you wouldn't want voter ID laws is if you were intending on cheating. Correct. The murder rate being the lowest since 1900 per capita. They didn't stand for that. They didn't stand for keeping violent criminals locked up, protecting parental rights. Of course, they don't want to do that because they want to groom our kids, right? Stopping fraud. Well, those two little Muslims there, they definitely don't want any fraud to be stopped, right? Because, we see what's going on in Minnesota. Angel families. If you're not familiar with angel families, those are the families of the victims of criminal illegal aliens that either killed them or did other things to them. They didn't want to stand up for them. Price transparency, I think that refers to in the pharmaceutical companies. I don't quite remember that. They didn't like us taking on drug cartels. Well, they didn't stand for that. No tax on tips. Didn't like that. No tax on overtime and no tax on Social Security. And they didn't want to stand for the most secure border in American history. Russ, what are your thoughts on the Democrats not standing for those things?
They're showing their true colors, which we always know they do. And it's going to come back to bite them in the ass. It really is. Not standing for the Medal of Honor winners, the ones that were presented again. But the first one that we showed on the clip, not standing to say that American citizens comes first. I have lost I never had very much respect for the Democratic Party. Lost all respect. John Fetterman, I have respect for him. He's a man of integrity, is what he showed me.
I agree. Paul, did you catch up with any of that? And I know you're in a precarious situation, but let me just put it this way.
I have a response that I can get away with. They're elected officials. You're a representative of your state, of your congressional area. You're an elected official. Do your job. If you're not standing up, you're being un-American. These are basic, simple concepts, and they can say they're exercising their freedom of speech, but they're not. I do want to point out, did you see when the two women were yelling, the guy was right in the front of them was just like, shut the fuck up. Like, the look on his face, I was like, I feel this guy. I'm with him.
I agree, and I agree with everything you said. The problem is even James Carville. If you're familiar with him, he's been a strategist for the Democrats for decades, right? And almost every election I've ever seen, he was a strategist for. He got on the news and said, "Look, Omar, AOC, Tlaib, if this is how you want to be, start your own party. the Democratic Party is not the place for you. So they're starting to see the Democratic Party. I mean, is starting to see that even even that the squad has gone so far left that there is zero chance that the Democrats are going to recover from it. They've got
Yeah.
to
Well,
ostracize those people. They've got to get rid of them somehow, some way, some shape, some form. And they've also lost the Democrats. I mean, they're starting to lose their propaganda arm, which is mainstream media. All right, by doing
absolutely.
little stunts like this. So
Well,
interesting.
and you know, the squad, they're trying to do anything and everything they can to take the spotlight off of them.
Well, they
Anything
need
and everything.
Yeah. Well, because
To
it's
take
like
it
I
off of
said a
them.
million times, their entire platform is F Donald Trump. F
Yeah.
Donald Trump. That's their
Yeah.
entire platform. And that
Yeah.
also deep
And
seated
and
in with
Me, I'm whooping that ass. You know, I did my job.
was the wrong one, but
yeah,
okay.
I mean, okay. The true sign of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Okay. It did not work for them in the 2024 elections by saying, you know, Donald Trump's the devil. Donald Trump's the devil. They're still doing it. Guess what? Still not working.
It's not going to work, guys. It's not going to work for him. James Carville now sees that. He's been vocal about it. He's been an institution within the Democratic Party for, like I said, decades. He's a strategist. I don't understand it. And you know, Dan, I'm with you. Look, don't show up. I get it. But I'd rather not have them show up. I'd rather not have them show up than to do what those two Muslims did during the State of
Egghead
the
in the
Union
house
address.
with his new moniker, Colorado Wolverines.
Very cool.
Just
So
imagine
interesting.
how
So the GOP did have a response for that, those outbursts, the outrageous squad members. And here's Donald Trump's response.
And no more child genital mutilation. Look, they won't even stand for that. Makes sense because they're all fat tranny pigs. Boys, get them up.
Beat on the front, beat on the front, beat on the front with a baseball bat. Oh yeah, oh ho. Beat on the front, beat on the front, beat on the front with a baseball bat. Oh yeah.
There you go. That's the
That is
GOP
awesome.
response. And congratulations to both the women's and the men's hockey team. What a stunning
Absolutely.
victory on both occasions, right? And that kid that scored that final goal, man, I tell you, could you be any prouder of the youth of America? How patriotic he was after he won. Now, look, I'm not a hockey fan per se. I think it's grown men doing a figure skating with a puck. It doesn't get, but seeing that kid gets his teeth busted out and comes back to win in overtime, fabulous. It was amazing to me.
Absolutely. It gives us a little bit of hope. You know.
Yeah, and that kid lives in New Jersey too, in a blue state. So
Yeah.
good for him. Good
First
and
time
good for the
since
American
1980 that we won. Since
Yeah.
Miracle on Ice.
against the
You know?
Russians. Yeah. Yeah.
You
So
know,
good
I'm
stuff. And
I'm old enough to remember
what
that.
better thing for both the men and women to beat the Canadians in their own sport while they're out there yakking about how they don't need America.
Rev says,
what
try
do you want?
saying what you just said in Birchwood.
Oh, I know. I know. I know. I'm with you, Rev. Rev says, look, don't talk about men's figure skating with a puck in Birchwood. Guy, another hockey fan, apparently says, man, now there's Guy, since you say that, is that football, like European football or American football? Because if you like hockey, I can only assume that you call soccer football. I'm just saying. No, I did not see Tom. Tom says this right here. I did not see the governor of New Jersey getting booed. No, but I endorse that, and I appreciate that
100%.
from the people in New Jersey.
Absolutely.
Paul, did you catch any of that Olympic stuff?
No, I just changed the channel.
Yeah.
Every time I put it on, it was curling, and then I just saw funny memes about how we don't worry about a sport until, every 4 years, and then we just go and beat the shit out of people in their own sports.
I agree.
And the Italians got caught cheating in curling. Did you see that?
Cheating. It's just trying harder, Russ. It's just, look, if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win. First of all, after what happened to Robert Ball and Tom Hagen, I will not let you disparage the Italian heritage, Russ.
I'm not disparaging them. I lived in Italy for 5 years, brother. I spent more time in Italy than you have.
It is a fact. It is a fact. No, I did not see that though. What did they do?
Because on the curling, after you let go of the stone or whatever the hell it's called, he nudged it with his finger, and they caught it on tape.
Oh, semantics.
I mean, if he hit it with his nose, I'd have said it was an accident.
You're taking this very personal, Russ. Not personal, strictly business.
It's just business.
Oh
my God.
Oh, what else we got?
La cosa nostra at its best.
I'm gonna go through the pin chats, guys. Don't forget hashtag WF3 to get put into the drawing, and don't forget also hashtag your prep of the week. Oh no, I didn't forget that. I'm still gonna ask you what your prep of the week is, so put that in there also. Let's see, terrorist. Oh, that's Reverend Finch talking about the Muslims. Patrick says, today I learned don't eat warnings on C4 because soldiers found out. I don't know what that means. Nick's pimping out his book. Audible already did that. What? Lighting must be bad. It's still there. It's just getting grayer. So it is there. Now, Opie, to be honest with you, I did cut it a little shorter than I normally do. Anyway, yes, that is true.
He's an old man. It's all white now.
It's going all white. Hair's going, everything's going.
Okay. I'm going to scroll back up and
so
see
we
if
can
anybody, I
start
don't think
popping those
anybody
and-
else other than Miss Terry thus far has said anything about their preps of the week. So we can,
I didn't hear this. Someone give me some information on it. Is that they passed healthcare for illegal aliens for free?
I hadn't heard that either. And
give me a link or some more information so I can.
Tracy would have said something if she'd have known.
Yeah, so I can speak a little more intelligently on that because that's the first I've heard of that. The Mama.
That's the
Hey,
Mama.
Mama, is that Mama
That's my
Weatherman?
Weatherman. Yeah, that's my Weatherman.
Mama, angry Mama. All right, let's see what else is going on. I know you guys have been watching the news with what's been going on in Mexico, right? Anybody? Nobody knows what's going on in Mexico?
Well, aside from the normal everyday, criminals killing criminals and stuff like that, I know they had a pretty significant little dust up there this week. But I think we have a video on that, don't we?
We do have video. I'll run it, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what's actually going on in Mexico and why that affects us a little bit.
We want to take you now to some video. This is out of Mexico. Look at this. This is where the U.S. State Department has now issued a travel advisory for multiple regions all across that country after the deadly takedown of their cartel leader, a cartel leader there. Today, the Mexican military killed the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel known as El Mencho. And according to the U.S. DEA, the cartel is one of the most powerful and ruthless organizations in Mexico.
El Mencho's killing has triggered violence across Mexico, with suspected cartel members setting buses on fire, blocking roads, and clashing with authorities. Tonight, the U.S. Embassy is urging U.S. citizens in the following locations to shelter in place: Jalisco State, including Puerto Vallarta, Chapala, and Guadalajara; Tamaulipas State, including Reynosa and other municipalities; areas of Michoacán State, Guerrero State, and Nuevo León State as well.
El Muncho, 59 years old. He was a leader of the CJNJ cartel. They use extreme violence. They trafficked meth and fentanyl, killing hundreds of thousands of Americans yearly. He was killed on the 22nd of this year. Originally, he was wounded. They tried to airlift him out to Mexico City. He died while he was en route. U.S. intelligence, just like Patrick said, U.S. intelligence supported the mission, and it's rumored that the Navy SEALs actually conducted the training for the mission that killed El Muncho. So in the aftermath, of course, in retaliation, CJNG has been attacking places of businesses, and as well as now they're threatening to go after civilians. So that would be a huge mistake for them. It's been estimated that 60 have been killed, including the soldiers and gang members. So why is that? Why do we care about that? Why we care about that is because if they go too far, Donald Trump will react. Look, you can say that they've already reacted because Navy SEALs were there and CIA was, or intelligence was there. But
when I had
haven't seen
heard
nothing yet.
Yeah, I mean, I had heard that he had offered troop support for down there, but nothing became of it other than like you said, what you've heard about Navy SEALs. But I tell you,
he is 100% offered to go in and wipe out the cartels, but the cartels are so intertwined with the Mexican government that
that's where the government gets their money. I mean, they can say what they want. That's where they get their money from.
The cartels are the fourth biggest employer for Mexican citizens in Mexico. Yeah. So did you see, I don't know if you saw this or if I shared it with anybody, did you see there was a raid a couple of months ago by the normal police department on this guy, El Muncho, and he got on the phone with the police chief of that area. And the police chief was like, no, I'm sorry. There's a mistake. Something's going on. I'll pull all my guys back. And this guy admits, El Muncho says, look, I pay you guys a lot of money. You said you were on my side.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way Mexico works. That's their biggest GDP, their biggest revenue source comes from cartels. It's no secret. That's why if you get rid of the cartels, Mexico is going to be a real shithole next door. I don't know what to tell you about that, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Jason. I actually got a little picture of that, but you didn't hashtag prep it, so I'm not even going to listen to you. Paul, did you follow that or any of that Mexican crap?
Just the fact that, I mean, I know people that are kind of still trapped down there. There's a couple people that went on vacation beforehand and are still just stuck, freaking out.
Yeah, so American citizens are told to shelter in place if you happen to be in Mexico at the time. I think at a very short part of it, on the very beginning of it, they took over an international airport. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I hope we don't get involved because we're getting ready to get involved with Iran, like it or not. That's getting ready to happen. So I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's right. I mean, this is the best chance we have since 1979 to get rid of that regime. Do I want to commit to it? I know there was a war powers resolution that went through the Senate or the House. I'm not sure which one right now, but look, the war drums are beating. They're beating loud for Iran, and we'll see what happens. Last I heard yesterday, Trump gave him 10 days to come up with a deal. He did that once before. And on the 10th day, he bombed the
crap out of him. But the pattern has been established. I think Iran's going to blink, and then we're going to rinse and repeat 6-8 months down the road.
Yeah, what they said today was look, when Obama made this deal with them, they had a time limit of 9 years, 7 years, whatever it was, and immediately once that time limit was up, they immediately started doing enriching uranium. Trump said, no, there's no time limit. It's forever. You step out of line from the day we sign this agreement ever, and your ass is on the hook. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how it's gonna all play out. I think I don't want to get involved with Iran, but if he's going through Congress the right way, that means boots on the ground, boys and girls. That means boots on the ground. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. Let's see what Nick says here. He says his concern is whether North Carolina, China, or Russia decide to back them. And they're not going to. Look, we've seen what North Korea does in Ukraine. They got annihilated. Their soldiers are so. It wouldn't even be an issue. Now, China and Russia, what are they doing? Right now, they're selling them air defense stuff, but we know they also sold Venezuela air defense stuff, and they touted how great they were. They lined them up on the beach. There's no way we're not so much. Look, we can bypass their air defense systems, regardless of what China and Russia sends. That's factual. So, not worried about that. They're a glass. They're a glass tiger, right? They're glass tiger in the Middle East. We can do. Yeah, they might have one of the best militaries in the Middle East aside from Israel, but that's what they said about Iraq, and we walk right over them. I mean, come on. Who knows? I don't know. We're done. We're done with Mexico. We're done with global politics.
Yeah,
Let's get
because I
back.
mean,
Go ahead.
they're financing global terrorism. Who knows? They may be financing some of the domestic terrorism that we're dealing with.
Yeah, and let's not make any mistake about it. The Hezbollah, the Iranians, even the Yemen terrorists are on our soil. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we attack Iran, if they actually step up. There's also claims that the Mexican cartels are supposed to now step up and do something. Fuck around and find out, boys. I don't know what to tell you. Nobody wants to see it happen, but you've got a wartime president in office right now. I will promise you that. He's a wartime president. You might want to wait till the next Democrat gets in office. Let's wait. I don't know. Diana, glad you didn't forget that today was Thursday. We appreciate you being here. Russ, it doesn't.
How many times do we have to go over this next topic, man?
Well, every time I get on the air, it seems like there's a new trans terrorist attack. Now, this happened a couple of weeks ago, but the reason I'm bringing it up tonight is because the third victim did die. So I'm going to run this quick video, and then we'll talk about what do we think is this whole trans movement? It is a mental illness? What should we do about it? Let's talk about it.
Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox. It is 8:16 on the East Coast and 5:16 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and we are following some breaking news involving a deadly shooting that happened at an ice rink. Now, of course, we do have this post coming in from the New York Post, as we've learned that shooting during a youth hockey game in Rhode Island last week has sadly claimed a third victim, and that's a grandfather whose daughter and grandson were also killed in the attack. Now, Gerald Dorgan, who had been in critical condition, has died from his injuries, and that information coming in overnight from Pawtucket police. The mayor said that he was heartbroken that another person has died because of the shooting. And what I want to do is pop up that statement that he released, again, coming in overnight here. He said, "Our thoughts and prayers remain with the victim's family, friends, and all those impacted by this tragic act of violence." We also have video from outside of the scene here, as it was very active last week. Police working to piece everything together and figure out exactly what happened. Dorgan's daughter, Rhonda Dorgan, and grandson, Aiden Dorgan, were also killed in the shooting, and police identified the shooter as Robert Dorgan, who died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Dorgan also went by the names Roberta Esposito and Roberta Dorgano. Robert Dorgan's ex-wife was Rhonda Dorgan, and adult son was Aiden Dorgan. Now, police, despite the fact that it has been more than a week and the suspect is deceased, there is still an active investigation, according to authorities, as officials have said the shooter there was specifically targeting family friends. Rhonda Dorgan's mom and a family friend were wounded in that attack, and we have not received an update just yet on their overall conditions. Law enforcement crediting several people who intervened and quickly stopped the attack. We actually spoke with one of those bystanders just a few days ago who broke down everything that happened there. At least 3 bystanders were able to contain the shooter in the middle of the stands as the crowd fled and ran around them. Again, that suspect then, according to police, taking his own life. Again, if you are just joining us, we are learning some new information about that deadly shooting at the youth hockey game in Rhode Island after a third victim died, and that was Gerald Dorgan, who had been in critical condition, according to Pawtucket police.
Russ, 9 out of 10 of the last mass shootings have been from these trans terrorists. What say you, my friend, about this being a mental illness? Not a mental illness. Don't get yourself in trouble. But give me your honest opinion on what you think, and not only what you think about the situation, what do you think is the fix for it?
It's an abomination, man. It's definitely mental illness. And man, I think in order to help start the healing process of it is number one, and we touched on this last week. We have to quit letting our children be indoctrinated by public education. You know, you're there to teach them reading, writing, and arithmetic. History as written, not as you want it to be. You can talk both sides of history. I'm a history major. You look at both sides and draw your own conclusions. But when it comes to stuff like that, it does not need to be taught in school. I'm sorry.
I agree. Mr. Bailey, you know, and I equate this. This is something I say all the time. And what he says here is, if you're crazy enough to cut your wee off, you're crazy enough to shoot somebody. And you know, go to your doctor and tell him. I think I said this the week last or 2 weeks ago. I said, if I go to my doctor and I say, look, for whatever reason, my mind is telling me I shouldn't have 10 fingers. I shouldn't have them. My mind's telling me, I shouldn't have. So I want to cut this one off. That doctor would say, you're nuts. What's wrong with you? But now, if a 16-year-old boy says, look, I feel like my mind is telling me that I shouldn't have my junk down here, that I want to lop it all off, then all of a sudden that's all right. Somehow that's just who they are. No, it's the same thing. It's a mental illness, hands down, period, end. I know that, look, I'm not homophobic or anything like that, but if you want to start lopping your stuff off, that's a problem. That's a problem. And the doctors that are treating kids with hormone blockers and actually doing these surgeries on these kids, they should be disbarred. They should lose their license. Ramona, this is a great point. All of this started when the Obama administration or the Clinton administration, I can't remember which one, got rid of the insane asylums in the United States. That's a great point. Melissa says that all the time. And I think you're right. Paul, do you want to comment on this? I know that's touchy for you. And you can just say no and we'll move on.
Sure shit don't.
Nope. He says, nope, I'm not.
I was going to lead in to say no comment.
Yeah, no comment. He pleads the fifth like Hillary did today in the Epstein investigation.
That's a great segue.
So actually, Hillary was in front of Congress today for the Epstein investigation, and she says she has no knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein. She doesn't remember meeting him. She doesn't remember anything. Doesn't remember. She knew Bill might have been flying around with this, that, the other thing, but she really wasn't involved with it. So that was her testimony in front of Congress today, which wasn't televised, to my knowledge.
I believe that she didn't know what Bill was doing. I 100% believe that. Not everything else, though, but I believe that she doesn't know what her husband's doing ever.
Yeah, but after Monica Lewinsky, you think she does? After she forgave him for Monica in the Oval Office, you think he doesn't know what he's doing when he's flying around with a trafficker?
Listen, he's out there with his saxophone, cool as a cucumber.
Well, he was our first black president. I'm with you. I get it.
Yeah. I tell you.
Let's see here what Kelly says. Man crush. Oregon, the shooter's last name, his wife, sons, or rather his wife, they all pulled off, share the same last name. I don't know if they all share the same last name. I have no clue. Rev says that Hillary needs to wipe her servers, acid clean her servers. Isn't that what she did?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right, Tom. And then her testimony is that it's a big cover up for Donald Trump. Guys, I don't know how many times I have to say this.
Again, that's their response. It's Trump's fault.
Yeah, it's all Trump's fault. I don't get it. Why does that keep going off? I am not on me. But that is the response, and quite frankly, it's played out. Everybody knows about it now. Everybody's onto it. It's not working anymore. Democrats, get over it. Richard Bailey
Well-
says, yeah, I know, Rich. I get it. Rich, I'm glad you're in the chat tonight. I don't know if you've been watching, but I know we've been friends for quite a while on Facebook. I'm glad you're in the chat. Appreciate you. Now get over on kick.com. Kelly, of course she knew. I don't know. And if she didn't know, she should have. Come on. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Guys, last chance. Before I run this extremely embarrassing video of myself. Last
You
chance.
guys-
Hashtag WF3.
You guys
And
are going
that'll
to
get-
see a side of Peter you
Yeah.
yet to see.
And look, this is not safe for work. So if you have any young kids around, you might look. I was basically
do-
tortured. Russ, I was basically tortured.
But you did ask, you did agree to it, so you.
But I was
you,
peer,
well,
I
you
was
didn't
peer
do it against
pressured.
your will.
What's that?
You did not do it against your will.
Well, no, I did not agree to it, but I didn't actually think. First of all, I've never seen her do that in the barbershop before, so I thought she was just checking my manhood to see if I was going to wimp out, which I can't do. This is not it's not what I'm about. Sandwich, you are on both Facebook and Kick. Got you. Good to go.
Okay.
What I
just
had
run it.
to,
let's just run it, and then we'll discuss, because chat's going to blow up. I'm telling you guys, chat's going to blow up.
I know. All right, I'm going to run this. I need to get another drink. I'm not going to watch it. I can't watch it again after I edited it, but here it is, guys.
Well, here we go. Peter is getting his ears waxed. He's been talked into it. So we'll wait and see how this works. And I come around this way. So I can.
This was not my idea, by the way. This was her idea, and I'm opposed to it. But
You need it.
what do you mean I need it? They make razors. You're a barber.
Yeah, this lasts longer. It's going to take a minute for it to set up.
My eyes are already watering.
It's not that bad. You know what the crappy part is?
Oh, now
Is if you want to back out, we have to do the other one.
No, it's too late now. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're committed here, brother.
I want to get down here too.
I sit here and watch my wife gets her
Eyebrows, yeah.
the whole 9 yards. And
Maybe eating extra for a week, maybe.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Like an Italian popsicle stick.
It's taking forever to set up.
Yeah.
Now you can't hear out of that here.
He's going to hear real clear after this.
Oh yeah.
Just yank, son of a bitch. What are you doing?
I got to get it started. It's got to set up a little more.
She's having way too much fun with this.
Oh, you kidding? All right, wait then. For the love of God. That was the worst idea.
You're rushing me.
Take your time. Sweet Jesus, take your time. I'm all day. I'm retired.
Right.
Your eyes. Oh.
Okay, there you go, kids. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Wow, hopefully not.
Rosie, that was the worst idea ever.
Only one more time. Oh, we gotta get it.
Can I see it? Let it set up. Just rest. Don't worry. Take a breath. You don't need to rush this process. Let's relax ourselves.
So good at waxing. You're a waxer.
No, you broke me at waxing. You proved your point. This is the last waxing I'm ever going to have done.
You want to do nose?
No.
Come on.
Zero chance.
It's not that bad.
Do you see the size of my nose?
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's not that bad. Down here.
What do you mean?
Oh, you got hair on your robe. I'll just trim it. Okay.
So Peter, any regrets?
Yeah, there's regrets. What do you mean? I'm regretting all my life decisions right now.
Made you rethink your entire life.
Yes. Definitely. This is going to reflect your Yelp review. Oh, motherfucker. Pull that son of a bitch out. Stop playing fuck.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit this.
It's not that bad. Look at that. It's gone already. And now it's gonna last.
So, anyway,
no, I don't recommend that.
But she's awesome. Say hi for the camera.
So there you go. That's me at my most vulnerable moment. The good news is my ears are now apparently free of hair. No, I did not do the nose, Nick. You heard me tell her, look, if you got a nose like this, that's it. I'm done. And I didn't scream. I have a very visceral response to pain. It's usually laughing, and that's what you saw there.
Yep, that was the entire video, guys. I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Anytime a woman says it's not that bad, it's definitely going to be bad.
It's 100% going to be bad. And
They
then once
give
she's got
birth,
my first
okay?
ear all waxed up, she goes, and that's not even the worst part. And I go, what the fuck? What do you mean? That's not the worst part. Rev.
I mean, I was there, and Pete's like, "You gonna do it, Russ?" I'm like, "No." I said, "Been there, seen that."
Rev, I will do that if you're the one applying the wax, my brother in Christ.
But then our lovely barber, she checked my ears and she goes, "Oh, you're good. You don't need it." I'm like, "See?"
Allegedly.
Yeah, I didn't hear that part. Of course, I should have heard everything. I'm a bat. I could hear echolocation from fucking anywhere.
But now the hair's growing back and your ears are itching.
Yeah, it's true. That's I don't know what to say.
Man, there
about
was
that.
such a ton of comments. Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Hilarious.
So there you go. It's not all business and prepping here at the Robertucci household. We do I will show you my vulnerable side. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Opies, you have the instructor Pete, who seems like he's a hard ass on the range, right? And then you have the old guy that can barely breathe and has more hair on his back and ears than he does on the top of his head. Good stuff. Good stuff. Are we ready to do this raffle, or we want to just?
Well, it's that time. Let's give them. Well, let's do prep of the week first, and then we'll do the raffle.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Hold on a second. Let's go do this. That's funny. All right, guys, it is time. All right, Russ, I'll start it off.
Yep. There's the okay.
My prep of the week. Hold on, let me find. I got to get to my other screen here somewhere somehow. My prep of the week, and I think Jason was alluding to it in chat, are these khaki ducks. Apparently they lay great eggs that you can sell for $4 a piece, blah 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 blah. I don't know, they're supposedly better than chickens. I don't get it, but we have 10 of them in my dining room right now, and baby girl and Miss Melissa are raising them. They were born 2 days ago. And that's my prep of the week on top of Russ. And I'll let you talk about our training we did last week. But that's my prep of the week so far. But I will also say that practice what you preach, right? I know I got on to viewership a couple of weeks ago about if you're not taking care of yourself, then are you really prepping? Gym this week 4 times. I'm eating less. I'm eating clean. Is what it is. So I am practicing what I preach. Just so you know. And Russ, I'll let you go next.
Okay. Well, as far as me, still eating fairly clean, maintaining the weight, and maybe losing a couple pounds here or there. I've gotten a pretty decent workout this past week, moving 27-gallon totes full of crap out of this camper onto a utility trailer in preparation to moving it all back next week into the new camper. Spent yesterday over there with you, Pete. We did a little bit of range therapy, working on some inconsistencies that I have with my grip of all things. And I just ordered a grip strengthener. Everybody here knows, neuropathy in my hands and stuff like that. So I got to figure out something to strengthen up my grip. And then I stayed and went through the training with you and your guys over there. And it was a great refresher for me. It's stuff that I did while I was in the military, but it's stuff that I haven't done in a while. So it was a
so
very
what
good
was it?
refresher.
What was the
We did,
curriculum?
what did we do? We did initial, I guess, intro to land navigation. We established pace counts, and went over, let's see, compass nomenclature, and then we plotted grid coordinates, and that was pretty much it. And then we went over salute reports, and you had some really good scenarios. I like the way you had that set up, making them have to narrow it down to just the pertinent information.
Exactly.
So you're not ratchet jawing on the radio.
Yeah, and if you guys want those sheets, anybody out in the audience, if you want those sheets of what I went over as far as land nav and radio communications as it pertains to land navigation and a salute report, I'll put them up on the Eden Army Survival and Outdoors, and you can download them and do your thing with them. Let's see. Nick says he's got a bunch of new web pages of salute and other report formats, et cetera, and that's on fortunefavorstheprepared.com, Nick's website. Richard Bailey says he loaded some subsonic 300 grain 44 mag freedom seeds. Outstanding. Let me go to the pinned comments here and go through. Paul, you got anything? Did you do anything this week other than get ready for your book?
You're muted, Nick. You're muted, Paulie.
You're muted. I'll get you unmuted here. Try now. No. So Paul, his prep of the week is apparently he's taken a vow of celibacy, and he's a mute now. So that's his prep of the week. I don't know. You're muted, buddy. I don't know what's going on. Let me go through some of these prep of the week.
Some signs,
What's that?
I can just have Paulie make up some signs.
Yeah.
But we have a pin that are pinned up in the pin comments.
Got them. Miss Perry says she learned how to make hamburger buns today.
Oh, very
We'll get
cool.
with Miss Melissa and have her figure that out. Nick, of course, says book 3 is his prep of the week. Good job, Tom. He said he's practicing his mag changes. Good. That's awesome. Sam Witch. Fire blankets and lithium batteries, lithium battery fire extinguishers. Oh, they to put out lithium fires. Got it. That's good shit.
Like, cool.
P7 says he worked on storage and logistics.
Yep, you're back, Paulie.
Paul, what you got? Anything?
I was just saying I had my first cardiologist appointment. Working on getting my blood pressure back lower. And I did have to replace my Starlink and my Starlink Mini due to some ice issues. So we're going to be taking the Mini out into the woods and testing that with crazy coverage, see if it still works.
Perfect. Don't they have heaters in them?
Yeah,
they do, but not when ice falls off the roof and slams into it, because you have it sitting on the ground instead of on a mount.
Yeah, they're not bulletproof.
Rev Finch says he found some more stuff for his get home bag and still looking for collapsible batons. So keep putting that stuff in your go bag and then put it on and take a walk with it, and then you'll start taking that stuff out.
Yeah, Ramona said that she slaughtered some hogs. That's pretty cool. That's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's no fun. How many did you slaughter? Or how many did you process? We'll go process. How many did you process, Ramona? Guy says he did some map and compass training and some range time. Good. And then, of course, the salute report to follow. What did Opie do? Opie always does some pretty cool stuff. Double Lot. Bought a couple boxes of Double Lot. All right. I like it. Which that's hers there. Jason, yeah, we talked about the khaki Campbell ducks that are chirping. I can hear them chirping right now since I have no hair in my ears now. Opie says that's awesome. This is what I recommend everybody doing right here. He's gonna camp out using only the items in his get home bag. That's the real deal there.
Absolutely.
Kelly says he's now going to learn how to make 10 duckling soup. and Miss Melissa will have something to say about that.
Absolutely.
What else do we got for prep? Miss Julie said, got some good sales on meat at the base commissary. Now we need to vacuum seal it. A pressure can it, one of the two.
Yeah.
Jason bought a shot. I'm proud of you guys. You guys are prepping up, man. I love this.
That is. They're doing a lot.
Shiny new compass. I got that one. I think that's it for the preps going. Prep for
Well,
fire blankets delivered. Well, we had a little fire scare at our place, right, Russ?
Yeah, you did. It got within what, mile and a half of you, maybe?
A couple 100 acres, maybe 100 acres away, but everybody was freaking out. I didn't even know there was no smoke. The wind was in our favor, right? So there wasn't even any smoke here at the house, but it was relatively close.
You know, once I found that out, that was the first thing, you know, when I reached out to you, I said, and you mentioned the wind was in your favor, and I knew how windy it was over here, and I'm like, okay, you're good.
Yeah,
You
there
know?
was no, like I said, I didn't even know we had a fire. Everyone was
But I
texting
will
me.
say this, you know, you and I talked about this yesterday. Kudos to your followers. They had your back.
Mhm.
You know, they had your back. They had people offering trailers to come help you move stuff if you needed it. You know, that's what this community is about, folks.
Yeah.
That's exactly why we do what we do.
And the Comms Connects guys, they reached out to me,
Yep.
even offered to fly in
Yeah. Yep, I
and
saw
give me a hand if I needed any vegetation or anything moved from around my
Yeah.
property, which is kind
We
of
need
awesome.
to have him on. We need to
What's
have
that?
Jim on. We need to
Hey,
have
we
Jim on.
had him in once. We'll get him on again. Let's see here. Guys, if you're not familiar with Julie's ZelloNet, that's something that we should consider. Maybe, Russ, let's see if we can't put them on, maybe even next week, and explain that ZelloNet to everybody and why they should be involved with it, stuff like that. Julie, if you guys want to come on and do that, Roy and you guys want to do that.
Now, you know Julie is not going to get on the camera.
No, Julie
She's going to
won't.
make Roy do it.
Yeah. Get the grunts.
Maybe we'll get Roy and Charlie. Charlie Clements is one of their OGs over there, and great guy. And he is usually Roy's follow along when Roy runs the net. And I think Roy and Charlie would be a good bit. So, Julie, if you'll talk to Charlie, tell Charlie and Roy that they're on next Thursday, and I'll be in touch.
And the Rev is added again. He changed the 1,250 gallons of water out of his little bubbler there. Guys, I will also mention that Russ, you've ever heard of the ATAC system? Like how to look at your guys in real time data,
Very
right?
similar. It's very similar to what we used in the military. We use was called Blue Force Tracker. And I know where you're headed with this, and I'm all in on this. I'm really enjoying it.
I'm not going to give up too much information about this, but I will tell you the avenue to look. If you guys download the Cal Topo app and dive into that a little bit, I will tell you that if your group needs an ATAC system, there is a way to do it within the Cal Topo app. I'm not going to give you any more information than that. Figure it out. DM me, and I'll give you information offline. But we did some testing with that, and it is very, very useful, but not
accurate
meant for the purpose.
and very accurate.
Extremely accurate. But something to think about if you don't want to spend money for the Blue Force thing or the ATAC system. It's a free system. Cal Topo, CALTOPO. If you can figure out how to manipulate the system just a little bit, you can get that same type of thing for free.
It had to be inexpensive or cheap because you're using it. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. Nick, I'm telling you, you could dive into the actual the one you buy. But you know me, cheap as cheap comes. I will figure out. Me and Jason figured out how to backdoor and make that into a system that the Cal Topo into a system that we could use. Very interesting. We're gonna do more. We're gonna do more more training on that. We'll see if it actually works for what we need.
Yeah. So Julie says,
Samowich is Charlie.
Is Charlie. So Charlie, I'll reach out to you probably tomorrow and tell you kind of what we want to do next Thursday. So keep next Thursday open. Obviously, you have it open. And Roy is just going to have to not be on his ham net next Thursday because he needs to be on here with us. So make it so much, Julie.
We'll run it in the background. Let's see. I'm just reading through chat. All right, guys. I think it's time. Let me go through to the and minimize that. Let me go
over to the raffle.
Yeah, last chance.
Last call.
Last call. Let me get that popped up. Looks like we have 21 people who've signed up for the giveaway. Looks like all of our subscribers have. And let me see if looks like Jason might have done it twice. Let me check. I'm going through. If you try to do it twice on different platforms, I'm jacking your ass off. Yeah, Space Cricket, you're out.
Pause.
You're out. Pause. You're out on YouTube. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's go to the raffle screen, Russ. We'll let it ride. Look at that.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
Just
We're
let
going
it
to
eat.
start the raffle. Remember, you got to be present. You got to respond in chat if your name is called by Botrix. Here we go. Is that Diana?
Diana won again?
It looks like it. Diana, say something in chat. You have 55 seconds. Let me see here. I got a text while we're doing that. Well, she's Diana. Whatever happens if she did it.
Yep, she got it.
All right, Diana, get a hold of us. You can get either the Audible version of Wyoming Falls 1, 2, or 3. 3 is the new one out, guys. It is live right now on Audible. So please do me a favor and do Eden Army Productions a favor and pick that dude up. I would certainly appreciate it. Bullshite's in the house.
And Diana, I have your information because I believe you won a copy of Nick's book off of Mountain Readiness. So
those that entered in multiple platforms, I recognized them and I deleted them on one of the platforms, Opie.
Opie, that is not what he said. Yep. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, did I say something?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can go back and watch it later.
All right. Gotcha. All right. My bad.
She wants
She has 1 and 2. I'll get her 3. Guy says he's listening to book 2 right now. Awesome. All right, guys. All right, Paulie, lead us.
So if the past couple weeks has taught me anything, guys, it's while you are doing your prepping and getting ready for when shit does hit the fan, just make sure you're focusing on your own personal health too. Outside of that, everybody stay safe and keep in contact.
Outstanding, guys. Russ, go ahead and run it.
All right, guys. This past couple of weeks has shown, the need for community. Pete with his fire, just different things that's happening to folks that we know. Community is important. Training is important. Even if you think you know it, you always can learn something else. And that's all I got, Pete. I'm going to run my little clip again, and then we'll be out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, take my advice. Pull down your pants and slide on the ice. See you Thursday.
There you go, guys. Yeah, training is paramount, and it's not all about running and gunning, right, Jason? It's about getting back to fundamentals, getting back to communication. Running and gunning is third or fourth on my list. You can teach any monkey to shoot. Getting them to move, shoot, and communicate is a different thing, right? And then getting into prayers. But I have been on this kick for the last 3 weeks about getting our health. Look, if you don't have health, you got nothing. What are you prepping for? Anyway, I'm not gonna harp on that. We get it, guys. All I can say is, like I always say, just be safe out there. There's tumultuous times, but if you can't be safe, fuck it, be dangerous. Thanks for watching the Eden Army podcast. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and remember, be safe. can't be safe, be dangerous.